All right, so today we got it back from primer. What I did is I took a Sharpie, which I hope Sharpie doesn't cause any problems later on down the road because the primer does absorb it. I don't think it matters though. Anyways, I went through and I circled all of the little dings and dents and holes basically in the fiberglass. And then I went through and circled the dings and dents on the body. You can even see that one, huh? You can't see my circles, but you can see that dent right there. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do now is we metal finish this. You can kind of see where we did the slide hammer, spot weld and a pull. Anyways, I'm gonna take my bondo. We're just gonna skim this and try and get a little coat of bondo in there. And the other thing we're gonna do is we're going to put some putty, some spot putty on. But for right now, what we wanna do is get some body filler on here because the epoxy actually helps hold the body filler and the spot putty. So you've got 7 days to fill this stuff, get bondo on it so that it adheres to the epoxy without having to sand through the epoxy. So pretty cool. Anyways, I'll give you an update after I spread some bondo. All right, so we got some filler on here. You could kind of see, not the best at it. So this is our spot putty. I was trying to keep it thin, but I'm not fast enough at getting it down and keeping it thin on the edges. I'm learning. Anyways, I used a razor blade so that our area was smaller, and this stuff gets really hard. So this is spot putty. So we don't want to get too much on there, and I got a lot on there. Anyways, like I said, it's all part of learning. But so what I did is I used a razor blade. If I had to do it again, I'd mix a little bit smaller batches because we're just filling holes and it takes a while to sit there with the razor blade and fill because we don't want too much, but we want to fill our holes. I got some bondo up here, did a little cheese grating. Not the best at cheese grating either, but you know, like I said, practice makes perfect. You can see I got it, the dent right there. We got a lot more sanding to do. So this is just waiting for it all to dry before I hit it again. So what I did is I just took the surface off of the primer, or sorry, the bondo. So we just lightly buzz the surface off with some sandpaper. When it gets a little drier, I'll let it wait till it gets a little harder, and then we'll hit it with 80 grit, shape it a little bit more. But I just kind of wanted to knock that top layer off, kind of like when you cheese grate it. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that's what I use right here. You can shape a little bit better. This is kind of aggressive, but it worked pretty good because we're a little high over here. And so I just took this, tried to hold it as flat as I could with the panel, tried to contour that bondo with the panel. It takes practice. And so I've got a few more things to do. There, here. I think that's actually good. Maybe just a little sanding there. But then we'll go back through and we'll fill our chrome holes. I like chrome, but this is a Baja bug, so we'll get rid of it. Anyways, let me know if you guys have any questions during all this, and I'll give you another update once I shape this bond a little bit more. Thanks. All right, I've been sanding down some of the filler, and I'm still learning how to do all this stuff. But what I did is I hit it with some 80. You can kind of see that, it's not cutting too well. Anyways, I hit the bondo with 80. I'm trying to stay away from my primer here because I don't want to wear it down, but I want to blend this right here. And so what I've been doing is just filling it and just seeing if I can feel the transition. It should feel nice and even. And as I feel it, I feel a little load right there. You can kind of see my hand even. So that feels good, but there is a low spot just right there. And then there's another one right here. And right here, so you didn't even see them on the camera. I got 2 low spots right there. So I'll probably just sand this one more time, clean it a little bit, and do a skim coat do that right there. And then I'll hit these 2 spots. And then once again, we'll just wait. Hit it with the 80. And then shape it one more time, and I think that'll be good. So I did the same thing up here. I did some 220 on this, or 180, I think it was actually. And hit it with this, because I don't want to sand through my epoxy, but I'll come back and hit this again. I just took the top coat off just to get the resins to dry out, and then we'll come back and we'll blend it. See, this is pretty good right here, but then that catches right there, and we'll blend that, feather that in a little bit more. But so yeah, so that's it. It's kind of sad seeing my gloss paint go away. It's the glossiest this thing's ever been since I've owned it. Anyways, hope that helps someone. Just take your time. It's Bondo. Worst case, start over, cut it off, and put it back on again. All right, thanks.